Guys, it's me again, and today I'm going to be telling you guys my experience with working with unlimited services in Oconto, Wisconsin. Literally one of the worst companies I ever worked for. Now, to start this off, I have to say that this is a 100% true story. I actually used to work there and everything, and basically it all started off with I drive there. I waste like 45 minutes to drive there to get the job interview. They just seemed kind of weird. They're all touchy and feely and grabbing on me and being all creepy and weird. Nothing unusual here, right? Okay, and it gets worse every single minute I'm in there. Okay, eventually I go through the process of figuring out that they're able to hire me. I mean, they give me a drug test date. I go to drug tests and everything. They're so shady there. They literally have they have the doctors there literally trained to even tell you like about fake piss and stuff, talking about like how they like there's like fake piss cell phones and all this shit, and they think they're all slick, and it's just creepy there. You know what I mean? It's almost as if they're saying like everybody here's a drug addict. That's the way they make it seem, right? Okay, I do my onboarding stuff basically like a week later, my first week at the job. First they start you off at like 7, then it's like 6, then it's like 5. They try to make it like as horrible as possible. You wish they just give you one time to wake up, but you know what I mean? So they switch your wake up time and your start time, which is really difficult if you're 45 minutes away, but it gets worse than that. Like, wait until you figure it out when they introduce you to this woman that has OCD. This woman named Susie. She was like the worst person I've ever worked with in my entire life. She was just this obsessively compulsive woman. I would literally maybe like we would be like working on the machine and she'd be teaching me how to do my job, and it's like you accidentally misspeak for even 1 second and she's like barking at you and screaming at you. Like she's like the biggest cunt ever. She's like the biggest bitch ever. It's like, excuse me, lady, can you shut the fuck up? No one cares what you have to say. And she's like, I have OCD, so you have to take what I have to say seriously. And that bitch would just be barking at you. Like, dude, I'd be like, I accidentally called something like a torque meter instead of like a Newton meter or some shit. Or I called it like a nanometer or some shit, but I knew what I was doing. I know how to do math and stuff. I took software development shit. I'm a smart person. I know math. I took shop classes. And I got this woman barking at me like I'm a retard, like I'm just a simpleton. She'd be freaking out on us, going all OCD. If you didn't like, if you didn't like, if you didn't snap something in just the right way, or if you didn't just twist the wire just the right way, they'd be snapping at you and barking at you and freaking out on you, and you'd be like, "What the fuck? Like, excuse me, lady? Like, can you keep that shit to yourself? Like, I'm not afraid of you." And then they'd always be gossiping behind people's back. They're always talking on people's names. They're always talking on my name. They would always be referring to my relatives, like my cousins and stuff. They'd be talking on my family name, talking about people I don't even know, obsessing with my last name, talking about relatives that like did drugs and all this stuff, or people that I'm not even directly related to, like dragging my name through the mud with such disrespect. I mean, they would be literally showing me pictures of my cousins, like, "Ho ho, look at your cousin. You're not even supposed to go on your phone, but like, hey, look, here's a picture of your cousin or something. I don't know. I'm doing this to be disrespectful because I'm a big meathead." You know what I mean? That's what those fuckers would be talking to me like. You know what I mean? Then I had like this one big guy that was like the one of the technicians that does the inspections on the machine. He was acting all tough, talking about how he like beat up a guy in the military, talking about how he beat up a drill instructor and shit. And those people were just freaks. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm serious. When you got guys in that freaking company at Unlimited Services bragging about beating up drill sergeants in the military, you got obsessive compulsive freaks freaking out about like the wording, and just like all I'd have to do is accidentally like mispronounce a word, and people barking up my ass about shit. You know what I mean? So I mean, and then on top of it, this is how it all ended. I lost my job because I even told them before I get the job that I had to possibly go to the doctor. And then I go to the doctor, and my doctor tells me I need to get a surgery, right? I didn't want to get the surgery. I'm not the inventor of surgeries. The doctor just says that you have a medically required surgery you got to get the surgery, right? It only takes me 1 month to heal. Okay, so then like the HR of Unlimited Services, her name was Pam. She literally told me multiple times in person that she would give me my job back. She assured me that she would give me my job back. She said, all you have to do is take 30 days off. And she's like, I assure you, I'll get you your job back. I'm like, okay, you'll get my job back. I even recorded the conversation, and I'm not going to show it in this video, but this woman literally said, the HR of Unlimited Services literally said that they would rehire me. Like, it's not a big deal if you have to go heal for your surgery and stuff. Then, coming to find, I call the phone up and I'm like, hey, like, can you get me my job back? And they're like, oh, no, we're not going to move forward at this time. We're not going to get you your job back. And then So not only was it a terrible company that basically just seemed like it had drug addicts in it, not only did they all just have like these freaked out personalities that were obsessive with my last name, they all just seemed like just like bad people. It was a bad culture to work at. I mean, it was a horrible company to work at. They don't seem like they're friendly to people in the military. They don't seem like they're the types of people that are friendly to the police. They don't seem like they're friendly to the younger generation. And they really seem like the type of company that had a bias extremely towards women. It's like almost every single person there was a woman or an old man. It seemed like if you'd have to be an old man just to work there, or you'd have to be like a guy that basically hits on motherfucking military veterans or something from the sounds of it. All I know is I would highly recommend never working for unlimited services in Oconto. The way they canned me and treated me poorly when I needed the money most. I mean, literally. I mean, all I had to do was heal for a surgery. And then the worst part about it, they literally said I was involuntarily refusing to work, and then I had to straighten it out with the Michigan Department of Human Services because they were trying to take my goddamn welfare away. But I managed to clear it up, and I managed to correct unlimited services, and I was able to get my welfare back. But they were trying to make it seem like, oh, I just quit because I didn't feel like working, and I had to show the motherfucking government the proof of my surgery and shit. As disrespectful as that is, and then I was able to get my welfare back. But they were like, well, dude, we didn't know that you got a surgery. Your boss at Unlimited Services just said that you refuse to work for them now. And I'm like, there is no such thing as me refusing to work. I had to get a surgery. So anybody, if you need money, steer clear of those pieces of shits, those lying, cheating, fucking cocky, fucking pieces of crap. I mean, you work for those people, you'd be miserable. The guy that I was working with, I can't remember his name. He was just this big fat guy. I swear to God, man, every single day I worked with him, he was miserable. He was bragging about how he was going to get a new job. He was going to work for Marinette County, work for anybody. Just please, God, get me out of here. I don't want to work with Susie anymore. I mean, dude, if you were sitting there working with that guy, you would almost want to pat him on the back and be like, it's okay, man. I want to quit too. Anyways, so like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. If you guys like videos like this, let me know in the comment section below. I have a lot of stories to tell you, and I could tell you about a lot of freak show places like Unlimited Services. I've worked everywhere. I know all about the freak shows that these places are like. And I'm telling you, these people don't take men like us seriously. They don't take younger men seriously. The only people they're going to take seriously is like women, old men. Like, dude, if you're a younger man, you need to work, you can go fuck yourself is what Unlimited Service is like. And you know how it goes. Peace out, guys.